Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and this reading is going to be for Wednesday, January 20th, 2021, Inauguration Day in USA. And shout out to all the other countries who have been supporting us through this most difficult, challenging time. And all the beautiful tarot and oracle and Lenormand and any other psychic, intuitive readers on YouTube who have been holding space for us to get through this. Oh, my heart goes out to you, and I'm so grateful. And I'm also very, very grateful to all of the viewers who help us be such a wonderful, beautiful, loving, light-filled community. So thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Okay, so 3 cards. What is it that we need to know in order to evolve, in order to come back home to who we truly are? What is our message for the day? Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles reversed for the theme. And we have the King of Cups reversed and the Eight of Swords straight up. So let's see. With the Page of Pentacles reversed, well, that's not really that big of a deal when it comes in reversed. It can just be sometimes that it's a little bit of a day where we don't really get our plans into action, and it could be because we're all watching the inauguration. No matter what country you're in. But those of us in the USA, definitely, we will have our eyes glued to the TV or, computer screen, phone screen, iPad, tablet screens. I mean, we will be watching. So I think it's a good day to not bother yourself about trying to get a lot done. Don't restrict yourself. Don't even go there. Don't even go there. Let yourself have this day off. I don't care where in the world you are. Anyone who's filled with love and light, which is also truth, you are going to be headed in the direction of emotional integrity. When this card's straight up, it's all about, at least the way I see it, is emotional integrity and a really balanced flow of our emotions, of our feelings. Although when he comes in reversed, he can be a little bit emotionally reactive. So maybe this is the day where we are to take all of our physical life force and turn it inside. I mean, the Page of Pentacles straight up is a little outwardly oriented to the news, to everything else that's going on. It's all about studies. It's all about, moving forward with a plan. It has everything to do with ambition and opportunity and, setting goals. So when it's reversed, I think the message really is just to let yourself be here now, like Ram Dass always said, be with what is in your life and allow yourself to be careful of going into emotional reaction. But if emotionally reactive material is coming up, just to know that it's something from the past that we're trying to clear out. And we will be witnessing a return of, at least the beginnings of, we're already in the beginnings, but because we definitely voted out the, the destructive regime known as the, I won't call them any names. I'll just say the Trump administration. I'm going to try and stay out of my emotionally reactive material and keep my horns from popping out. But anyway, so when the King of Cups comes through reversed, this can be sometimes a person who's, who's been abusive and manipulative with their emotional material. And I think that this definitely speaks to what we've been through. We have been in the throes for the last 4 years in the USA and all over. You know, there are many tyrants across the, which this isn't the natural tyrant card. It would be more like the King of Wands and maybe even the King of Swords, reversed, of course. But we're still all over the planet. We are clearing out. You know, we're dealing with the later degrees of Pluto and Capricorn, and we are dealing out corruption. We are not dealing out. We are pushing out and dealing with corruption and people that just want to have what they want and they don't care about anyone else. So I think that on a mundane level, everything that's floating across the universe today, or, you know, all over our globe anyway, is going to be, I'm seeing this more as a release, even though it didn't come through reverse, but a release of the restriction. I'm seeing it as the opportunity to get through, to release ourselves out of our own little self-created prisons, because the Eight of Swords is, you know, it has to do with restricting ourselves, censoring ourselves, feeling isolated, being a little hopeless and helpless. This is where we can get into people, witnessing people playing the victim. And goodness knows, I mean, I didn't mean for this to be a political reading at all, but it is Inauguration Day in the USA, and as of, you know, once Joe Biden and Kamala are sworn in, you know, in the afternoon, anytime afternoon, noontime, Eastern Standard Time, we're looking at, you know, the victim, the emotionally charged, manipulative, or I should say manipulative, you know, the guy who cheated on all of us, the guy who cheated on all of his wives, the guy who cheated on, he's lied. He's lied. He's manipulated everyone, and he's manipulated his own people. But they're all going to feel like a victim. So here we are. We're going to be sitting in it and just literally holding space for it to move through, and holding tight. So let's do a little bit of, let me make some room up here. Now, if you're not interested in a spiritual or a learning, you know, a teaching session here, then this would be the time. We're about 8 minutes in. This would be the time that's the message for the day on a mundane level. But I want to go a little deeper. I'm trying to figure out how to, if this will all, yeah, that's about as best I can do as far as fitting things in. But I'm going to look at what it looks like. I busted out my other deck that is all in order, and so that I can do read or do teachings to help you understand. Well, actually, it should go this way. Sometimes when I read reversals, I look at the card before. You know, there's, hold on, I have a little list. Oh, wait a minute. It's way over here. I have this little list of the way that we can look at reversals. If I can get the glare off there. I popped this out of a book, and I can't remember which book. I think maybe it was Barbara Moore's book. Like, you know, the classic tarot. So anyway, all reverses can mean the opposite of their upright meaning. All reversed cards can indicate the energy of that card is blocked, repressed, or denied. All reversed cards can be read as an inner, and I put the little note, you know, or inverted divine essence. And all reversed cards can also be read as the negative extreme of the upright meaning, which is pretty much what I've given you already here. Now, that's normal, the normal 4 ways to read reversals, but I always like to look at it as, let's go back, because every card in the tarot. Now, of course, all the suits just have, well, they bring in the everyday life, but with the major arcana, we're looking at gateways, and they're levels of evolution. But I like to look at the suits going from ace to king as also a level of evolution, which is geared towards an aspect of our personality. So with the cups, we have our relationships, we have our emotional makeup, we have the quest for purifying our emotional bodies to the point that our pure feelings flow through, and our pure feelings are our spiritual essence. So if we go backwards from the King of Cups, we go to the Queen of Cups. If we go backwards from the Page of Pentacles, we go to the Ten of Pentacles. So let me pop that card out. If you even want to look at it this way, it's not the normal way. It's just a way that has proven to work for me in my own self, development. So sometimes it's right and sometimes it's not. It just depends on your question, because our questions always, the intention when you're shuffling the deck and when you're asking a question will be put into your cards when you're shuffling, and all of your guides and guardian angels will be around you, and they'll help you draw the right cards or get you to the right card at in whatever way you shuffle and draw cards, and then from there the messages can come through. But it always depends on the context. You always have to go with, wait, what was my question? So if you're doing your own work, keep a journal and make sure that you write down the question before you even, shuffle the cards and call in your guides and, ask your higher self to help you, which is your guides and your guardian angels are already one with your higher self. So you can just call in your higher self. Yeah, that works too. But you can ask questions like, what do I need to know today in order to grow? What aspect of my lower self do I need to transform? What's my obstacle based on, whatever situation you're asking about? There's all kinds of questions that you can ask. So getting back to, if we go backwards, this card's straight up, so I think I'll just kind of leave it and let it go there. Here, let's do this. So if we go backwards from the King of Cups, we go to the Queen of Cups. So reversal from the King of Cups brings us back to the previous card, Queen of Cups. And that brings us to that place where we surrender to all of our emotions, and whether they're happy, sad, whether we're judging them as good or bad, whether they're tight, constricted, cramped, whether we're in a soul cramp or a, energetic block inside of us, which is, one and the same. It doesn't matter. The task is just to be with it. If you can be with that, you can see both of these cards. They're very, very at home within all of the feelings that can come up in a human experience. So when this guy's reversed and you want to look at the previous card, the Queen of Cups is just so beautiful for, both of these actually are beautiful for emotional intelligence. They both honor all that is sacred. So if this guy's manipulative and domineering and, doing whatever he can do to get you to do whatever, he wants you to do, you have to follow your intuition. You have to go, wait, something feels awful. Like, what is going on? Why is this guy doing this? And of course, often these guys are cheaters. Often they're very just unreliable and sometimes outright abusive. And of course, that's what we've been through with the last 4 years. One of the gifts of having, having this abusive president, we've seen clearly how a narcissist acts, how a psychopathic person acts, and they don't care about anyone else. They don't have any empathy. The Queen of Cups, and when he's straight up, the King of Cups, they have tremendous empathy. In fact, they're the empaths. So if you're an empath, you're going to pick up on these mixed messages, or you're going to know, you're going to like smell, sense, taste, feel. You're going to understand clearly when these people are around. So to honor those feelings, to honor that place where you just naturally intuit what's going on, that can be very, very healing. So to remember to go back to the place, all the queens are receptors. So to receive all of your emotions, no matter what it brings up, their guidance, they're straight from your spirit, from your higher self, and then understanding can come in from there. So moving on to the Page of Pentacles when it's reversed, and going back to the previous card brings us to the Ten of Pentacles straight up, and this card is excellent for, creating a really happy family life, creating an abundance of wealth of all different types. This card is all about settling into the stability and the resourcefulness and the sustainability of the way life can be if you get out of the box and you think long term, right? So long term would be to try not to be lazy, try not to be even if you're just doing nothing but sitting and meditating on your financial future and your stability and all the happiness and grounded security that you want to experience while you're here on the planet, having this human experience. Being a spirit, having a human experience is one of the most challenging and beautiful things that we will ever do. It's kind of like having babies, it's the hardest thing, and raising kids is the hardest thing, but also the most beautiful thing you'll probably ever, accomplish, or one of the most beautiful things. But because this is a very family-oriented card, that's why I'm thinking about that. So thinking long term, we have the family tree, I think it's the Kabbalah in the family. I just feel like, the tree of life is in here. And honoring what a beautiful thing it is to be just a plain old human being. We don't need to be special. We don't need to set ourselves above others. We just need to love each other and think long term. So this card can be a day when, with the Page of Pentacles reversed, we don't feel like studying. We don't feel like doing a lot of other things. There is some procrastination. But don't judge yourself harshly. Don't put yourself in a box. Don't restrict yourself. Instead, go to this place of having it all. Just feel yourself having it all. Imagine suddenly being a person who who won the lotto, or who received a big inheritance. Sometimes this card comes in when there's just that stability, I suppose, that gets you to a place where maybe even you're self-employed. Because this can be a card of having your own business. And, this card, when the Page of Pentacles is straight up, oops, sorry, it would be like this, very sorry. You have this happy, community, and you have the support, you have the stability and the support, and then you can go forward and study everything that you want and move out, on your own to create your own abundance. But there's always this stable, family. So sometimes when the Page of Pentacles comes in reversed, you might be looking at how you didn't have this support. But I'm telling you, you can create it on your own. You can always create it on your own by just feeling into the energy and consciousness of this card, and imagine having that. Imagine, even though you didn't get it in this lifetime, imagine having it. because that's how you create, that's how you open realms into the ability to manifest whatever it is that you want. You can't manifest from a place of not having. You can't manifest what you want in the place of feeling everything that you don't have. You really have to release yourself from that self-created prison, and you have to go to the place where you already have it all, and sit and meditate in that every day. And, until there's, you have so much of everything that you already want that you can just build upon that. And then you may meditate and work to bring in and manifest something else, which is really beautiful. But we do need our feelings. We need our pure feelings that flow through us. We need to surrender it. Notice how she's very surrendered here. We need to surrender it to the universe and be willing to face any feelings that come through. Don't ever be afraid of what you feel. Don't ever be afraid of your emotional reactions or any emotional material, because they will set you free. If you go into them, you'll feel more life force flow through you once you've processed them through, or as you're processing them through. I can't tell you how many times I've met my grief, and then halfway through it I'm just so grateful I can feel, and then you have all this life force that comes through you. So this is how you free your soul. You don't free it by avoiding your feelings and projecting your stuff onto other people. You free yourself by going into your feelings, into your emotional, past that can be very, very painful sometimes. And then I promise you that the gift at the end, that brings in your intuition and your psychic abilities. And it brings in your ability to nurture yourself through anything that you need to get through. And it brings in your ability to reparent yourself. This is a very, very healthy mom here. This is the mom that cares about how her children feel. And if we don't do our own work, no one can do it for us. No one can do our emotional work, our consciousness work. No one can heal us. We have to, we're all just facilitators, but we all have to do our own work. Yeah, it's like that old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. That's truly the meaning of this card. Yeah. So, okay, well, that's it. Sacred Chopstick is done. Cherished Chopstick is here, sending you lots of love and light, and I hope we all have a wonderful celebration for the day. Okay, guys, thank you. Bye.